I'm going to show you 15 new features on the 2022 GR86, starting with these functional air vents in the front of the car. So this will reduce drag and lift out of the wheel well. Will also give you brake cooling vents coming through the front part of the car. So these are also functional, so when you're on the track, lets air go right to the brake calipers and rotors. The next thing I'm going to show you that's unique is this gas cap. So now instead of having to pull a lever on the inside of the car, simply press in, pull out, and it opens right up, which is convenient. Now, while this is a small feature, it's really well designed. So to open the trunk on the GR86, you simply press this button and it opens right up. And I just think that's really well integrated because of how clean it looks. So more on the trunk. Initially when we got the car, Andrew, who owned a BRZ, he said, this looks to be smaller, and it is. This version is 6.2 cubic feet. The previous generation was 6.9 cubic feet of trunk space, so it is a little bit smaller. The rear tail lights have been heavily redesigned and they look incredible. They almost look like the Acura NSX, and the front headlights have also been redesigned, which kind of looks like the 90s Mark IV Supra, which I think looks really good. Also, the steering angle that you input into your car translates to the headlights, helping you get around turns. And I was able to use that the other night, and it works well and it's very helpful. The next thing that's unique on the new GR86 is this new 2.4 liter engine, which was actually removed from the WRX, and also the turbocharger was removed. So it's making 228 horsepower, which is a 14% improvement over the previous generation between 200 and 205 horsepower. And it's also making 184 foot-pounds of torque, which is an 18% improvement over the previous generation. So now it has a really linear power band. Before, there was that awful torque dip in the GR86 and the BRZ, and it ruined the car in a way because you had to keep it up so high in the revs, whereas this is linear, and I think they did a really nice job with that. While the sound of the car is excellent, they've also enhanced the sound that enters the cabin. Whereas in previous generations, it was a tube piped into the passenger side. It's now still a tube, but it's piped into the speakers of the car. So when you put it into sport mode, it changes the sound that you're hearing on the interior of the car. So if you're in normal mode, you're just cruising, you want it to be quieter, it's quiet. If you're in sport mode, you get more induction sound in the cabin. Additionally, on the manual version of this car, again, it's an automatic, it always has it in sport mode in terms of the sound. So you're not able to toggle between the different sounds. It's always on the louder setting. Some features on the interior of the car that are unique to this brand new 2022 GR86. We'll start with adaptive cruise control, which is an excellent feature, especially when you have an automatic transmission. Just being able to not worry that much, it'll gauge the distance of the car in front of you. So to engage adaptive cruise, you hit this button right here, and then it's signified on the top left of the instrument cluster, showing you the follow distance that you are. So I think there's 4 or 5 different follow distance settings, ranging from very close to very far away. Another nice feature that they've done to the interior of the car is this armrest. Before, you had to go to the aftermarket to have an armrest that was just exposed open cup holders. Now you just press a button, it opens up. There's 2 cup holders, there's an AV jack, and then there's 2 USB ports. So really nice feature. There's also another cup holder here, and then there's 2 cup holders on either of the sides. So if you want to have 5 cups in your 86, you're able to do that. Maybe 5 cups of coffee while you're listening to the sponsor of this video, Blinkist. Folks, as I previously stated, the sponsor to this video is Blinkist. Now, Blinkist is an app on your phone or computer that gives you 15-minute blinks or footnotes of popular books currently out on the market. This was highly appealing to me when they reached out because I really struggle to find books that I'm interested in. So now I can get the footnotes of the book, get the highlights of the book, and decide if I want to go and purchase it or if the blinks are good enough for me. They currently have 5 million installs and 5,000 books to choose from. So the other day, for example, I went onto my phone and just started to scroll through some titles that were interesting to me because I run a YouTube channel full time. I looked at the 5-second rule. So I was able to, in about 9 to 11 minutes, get an understanding of what the book's about and actually learn some things. So for example, the 5-second rule is like getting up in the morning. Sometimes you just want to hit snooze on the alarm clock, count to 5, and by counting the 5, that removes you from the anxiety of getting up and lets you focus on counting. So I actually really picked up some unique things, and I have a bunch of books saved to my library that I'm going to listen to in my free time. Sometimes I get sick of listening to music and the same old podcasts, and this gives me something that's quick if you're on a short drive or on your commute or on the train or headed to work. I just find this app highly appealing, and I'm really happy they reached out to sponsor the channel. So what Blinkist is offering is 25% off of a premium membership and also a 7-day free trial. Link is down in the description. I highly recommend you at least do the free trial. Give it a try because I would 100% pay for this service, and I highly recommend it to you guys as well. You know, I vet out the sponsors that come to the channel and I try to make it relevant, and also I can't read. So I can't read, and so they can read it to me. But you also have the option on the app to read or audio. Obviously for me, have to go audio because I can't read. So Blinkist, thank you for sponsoring the video, guys. Link is down in the description. This is a good sponsor. I highly recommend everyone check them out. They support me. When you support them, that supports me, and I support them. It's a circle or a figure 8 or something. But anyways, check out Blinkist. Now, the car as a whole obviously has changed. There's new front fascia, and there's also a bigger inlet in the front to let more airflow get into the engine bay. The side skirts are slightly more aggressive. There's a ducktail spoiler that's now included with the premium version of the car, which is also why the mirror caps are metallic black. Additionally, the rear portion of the car has been changed, and there's these little rear flicks so the tire isn't sticking out over the edge to match up with regulations and to keep from rocks kicking up. So the whole exterior of the car, in my opinion, looks incredible and is even an upgrade over the previous generation, which already looked great. Something else to note, and this is a big deal for this car, is this now comes with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires. There's a high-performance summer tire. Again, this is something that's standard on the premium version of the car, along with these 18-inch wheels. They're 215, 40, 18-inch wheels, and they look amazing. They're aluminum, they're just beautiful. Again, some of the best factory wheels I have ever seen. The final thing to point out are the parking sensors, 4 of them on the rear of the car, which is now included and was not available on the previous generation. Some other things that have been upgraded on the interior of this car, and this is not supposed to be a luxury car, but getting up into the $30,000 range, it's nice that they've redone this head unit and center console. So let's look at the differences. The head unit itself is different. It's just the upgraded screen, pretty generic Toyota head unit. You'll find it in other Toyotas. Also nice, I love this little start button here. It has the GR. Just unique touches like this to an enthusiast-focused car are always appreciated by the enthusiasts. These knobs right here now have this digital cluster integrated into the knob, whereas before it sat above it. So it's really responsive, it feels expensive, it's not like cheap and clicky. And then moving all the way down to these buttons here, you can hit the switches and they'll change different modes and everything. And again, it's just really nicely made. Now, the other thing to show are the 3 different drive modes that the car comes with. So you have the sport setting where you hit the button and it changes the cluster for sport. It also changes the gearing to be a little bit more aggressive. You'll notice it downshift and have you in a more responsive gear for the speed you're going. You will also have track mode, which reduces the traction control. It doesn't fully take it off, but reduces it to let you slide a little bit more. Also unique to track mode, you get this specific tachometer right in the center of your screen with the speedometer right under that, showing you digital readout of your miles per hour. And I think that's a really nice, again, driver-focused feature. And it's well done. I mean, it looks great, does not look cheap. And I also like the Alcantara hop to keep the whole instrument cluster shaded, along with these Alcantara armrests here. When you have the windows down and you put your arm like this, it's really comfortable. And again, covering up the areas that are hard plastic by focusing on the high touch areas, really important and really well done in this car. This is a slide, and today I'm going to review it. Also, in case you guys were wondering, we're in Jerome, Arizona, which is beautiful. It's like a mountain town. There's only like 400 people that live here. And Bobby D's Barbecue is the best restaurant in town. as far as I'm concerned. I know there's like a haunted burger, is it up there? Haunted burger joint, but Bobby D's is what Andrew and I drive hours to come to. So 89A, one of the best roads in Arizona. That's what we're about to take the BRZ on.
86.
Yeah, sorry. God, I keep saying the wrong thing. GR86 2022, and the color is red. Yeah, I keep messing that up. So there were just two guys back there. They're just like digging, I think they're digging holes for these. And the one guy said he's giving minimal effort today. And I'm just like, those guys' job is to dig a hole for a living. And I'm like, I don't know, I guess what I'm saying is I'm thankful for what I do. But geez, yeah, I'd be giving minimal effort on hole digging as well. Although I will say I'm one of the best manual laborers that you've never met. I just love manual labor. It's something, because I can focus on, there's an end goal. I don't like these abstract things like what's an abstract? Calculus. Calculus is abstract. I was never good at it. It always took office hours and I'd have to like with the teacher or something. I'm kidding. Yeah, we're at 6,000 feet elevation or 5,000. That's a mile high.
That's a good excuse.
Yeah. Air's thin and I don't work out. And I did work out, don't work out anymore because I'm weak mentally. And Bobby D's is in my system, but I had a blowout at the rest stop we went to. And at the rest stop, I'm minding my own business, I'm in the stall. The stalls are like 4.5 feet tall, there's a cutoff. Instead of the guy checking the door, he just goes like this, just looks at me, blowing it up. So, gotta watch that at those public rest stops, but they did have good toilet paper, so you have to be thankful the tax dollars went to that. So be sure to support my sponsor, Blinkist. Thank you for supporting me. Like the video if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.